Oh, run. Right, there I come. You're alive. Anybody there? Can you hear me now? Right. There you go.
Oh my God. Hey, how's everybody out there?
Wow,
Welcome to
scary.
another edition of the Heikadelic show. And now there was two.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just add a person every Monday of the month. You know, to start off our new year, we'll just slowly keep adding people.
Yeah. Well, Derek's having technical issues, gremlins. I don't know where Ringo is. I thought he was going to be on tonight.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Oh, well.
But, you know, things happen. We try and keep ourselves on our toes and our listeners on our toes. They never know what to expect.
Yeah.
And we missed you the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's
right?
been a while. Yeah.
So happy New Year, George.
And to you too. Yeah. 2023.
Yeah. Did you have a good time?
Yeah. It was like, with the granddaughters, really family. It was all about that.
Yeah.
Really.
Right on.
Because I can drink any day of the week, really.
Every day's a Friday, right?
Exactly. So.
Yeah, it was good here too. We had a lot of fun. We got together with some friends, played some cards, had some drinks. Nothing crazy.
What kind of cards?
In general, just euchre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're going to sharpen up our skills because I went to a euchre tournament just before New Year's, and that was pretty good. You play euchre at all?
No.
No?
Well, I have, but I'm terrible at it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what they did there is had a tournament, but they call it progressive euchre. Okay. So you play like you normally do with a partner.
Yeah.
But you play so many hands to make up a game, and when the game's over, the winners at the table are one male and one female with the highest points.
Okay.
So they leave and go to other tables, and the people with the lower scores stay. So then you get new partners. So every time you get new partners, so you're kind of playing by yourself because your score goes with you, even though you scored with a partner. You both get to take those numbers with you, right? Those points. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Right.
And I won high score for the men. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Well done.
Yeah. Come home with some prizes.
Actually, I've got a pack of cards here for you.
Yeah.
We should have a card game.
Yeah. I'll get mine out. We'll do it online.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's fun to get together and do that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like cards are world known. They play them everywhere, but it seems to be a dying sport because the younger people, they don't know how to play cards. They have no idea. Wow. They're not interested. They don't want to learn, and it's sad.
You're right. You want to know why? Because we got these things called phones that have everything on them you need.
Cell phones, yeah. So they play their little card games by themselves.
Yeah, I was going to say it's all electronic, like everything else. Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I play a lot of games on my cell phone. I play like with other people though. Like I play Risk. I play Call of Duty. It's
on your cell phone.
Games. On my cell phone, yeah. I've actually even got a thing that I got for Christmas. It's called a backline, and it's you plug it into your phone, and it turns your phone into like a switch. So it's like a video game console, a little handheld one. Which is awesome.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't play.
I play it with my friends. Like I play, my son and I play together. So with like, if he's away somewhere, we can play at night. I've got buddies that I've known for years that we don't talk, but we'll get on and we'll play for a couple hours.
Wow.
What was your favorite game when you were growing up? Say,
Growing up, shit. So how about we just get into consoles?
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, I'm a console player.
All right.
Right? You got your PC players,
Yeah.
you got your console players, you got your board games, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a console, and I grew up with Sega. Sega and Nintendo were the two big competitors back in the day.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And
My boys had them. Yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Altered Beast was the first game they had.
Altered Beast. Yeah. I remember that.
That was the very first one they had on the Sega system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it won.
That would have been the Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis. That's correct.
I still have that.
I think he's still got it. They won it at the CN Tower. Like I can't remember why, but he won that one. But he already had Nintendo. He had something before that. One of the really early things, like from '87. Oh, what's that one?
For me,
Atari. He had an Atari console. He put the cartridges in. He had one of them. That was his first one. Yeah.
That would have been that's late '70s, early '80s for the Atari. There,
probably early '80s because he bought it off a friend, like when he was about 10.
Right.
Yeah.
I still have my original Nintendo.
Do you?
Wow.
Yeah, and I got like
the little
30 something games. Yeah.
You have the gun still?
Yep.
Awesome.
I have something very rare. I have the robot. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I think I remember.
I've seen it. Yeah.
There was a game before Super Mario Brothers, and it was called Gyromite. And all it is there's blue and red doors that open and close, like they're tubes. And the man just walks. And he just walks into a wall, and you have to slide the tube up for him to get through.
Yeah.
Right? And what the robot does, it has two tops that spin, and they're weights. So you put a controller down by the robot, and then you control the robot to pick up the weights and put them down on these pads, and that pushes the buttons so it controls the gates.
Yeah.
I have that.
The very first game, not the very first, but the very first thing I had, I don't know if you remember, it was a PC. It was called the VIC-20.
Yeah.
And there was a game it came with called Raid on Fort Knox. And literally it was just a little blip, and you went around a maze, and you had to get the gold and get back before the mouse ate you.
Yeah.
Right. And then, once they came out with the consoles, I was like, oh, wow, this is so wicked.
Yep. So like I said, I was a big Nintendo guy, and I had so many games, and that was our thing. Buddies and I, we'd get together and we'd play like nuts, right? We loved it. And we'd sit there, get together in the afternoon on a Saturday and just drink and play all night till the next morning, right? That kind of shit. Right?
Oh yeah.
Well,
lots of fun, but
I just nipped over here because I've still got these on a shelf here. I don't know if this is actually one of my sons, but he kind of abandoned it. I've got.
Oh yeah.
Oh geez,
the Frogger. So I used to have Pac-Man and Centipede.
1982. This is actually mine. I drove Liz crazy with it when I got it.
Yeah.
But it was called Munchman.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it still works. Hang on.
That was more like a calculator, right? Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, very cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Munching away.
That's wicked.
Hey, there's new sound effects for your backside.
Yeah, well, that's very similar. I think it's taken off something like that. But before talking of sound effects, I mean,
well, hey, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna run and grab a drink.
Cheers.
All together now.
Yeah.
There
we missed that, George. We had to Yes, we kind of had to make up our own little thing. Derek tried getting it on the phone and stuff, so it was fun.
Okay.
Oh, the song's over. I didn't make it back.
But we can play it again for you.
You want it again? We can.
No. It's okay. I didn't grab a drink. That fridge was empty, and I didn't want to run it to my truck and grab the other drinks.
Hang on.
You guys.
Well, I don't need it.
Well, got a drink.
Cheers. Drink again.
There you go. Make it official.
Come on, George. I don't see you drinking. What the hell's wrong with you?
This is what we have this evening. Other days are available.
Good old Fox. Yes.
I'm not promoting the idea of drinking, but if you want one, carry on. Don't let me stop you.
Oh wow, man! I am so staticky right now.
Hello, Keisha.
Hi, Keisha.
Is she the first one on today?
Keisha was the first one on.
Wow.
Oh, that's the first.
Yeah.
You get a prize, Keisha.
I got the DS Lite and the DSi and the 3DS. Yeah, well, you're a youngin'. See, man, I wish I would have had something like that. We had to have this thing that looked like an arcade game, James, when like George was just showing.
Yeah.
That was our handheld games. You played one game and had 100 levels, and you never beat level 10.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's all your fault that I'm a gamer.
Yeah, it is.
So what were you playing, Hike?
Commodore VIC-20 is all I can say. Yeah, that's what I started on.
I had one of them.
Right on Fort Knox, Murph.
Yeah. That was with the cassettes, right? You put cassettes
press,
in. Yeah. I had one of them. Yeah. And then
you can make your own.
Man, the technology back then, right?
And then it was a Commodore 64 after that.
Yeah, that was the cool one.
Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what was, like I said, the Nintendo, and I grew up with that, and then I introduced my kids into the Nintendo, and they loved it, and it just sort of grew, and then Nintendo came out with what was next? The GameCube?
What, after Nintendo? No, okay.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
There was Super Nintendo.
Nintendo 64. Or was it game? It might have been GameCube after the Nintendo.
I think
64.
it was the GameCube. Yeah.
And
so that's what I bought for my girls. I bought the GameCube and a bunch of games, and they got hooked too. They loved it.
And then that's when PlayStation and Xbox came out. Well, PlayStation
yes.
first, but
yeah.
And then that just killed everybody, right?
Yeah.
Well, seeing that we're going back in time, George, why don't we go back to your backside?
All right, let's do that. Hang on.
Let's do it.
Have a bit of music for that one of these days. Hang on.
Yeah.
No,
a little intro.
We do have an intro. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I'm sure he's got it on here somewhere.
Yeah, there is an intro for George's backside. It's the dude with the mustache.
Yeah. No, it's just a matter of me actually finding where it is.
That's okay. All right. That's all right.
Well, no, we could just sit here and talk about this for a second, George. Come on, I'm having fun here. I'm trying to flip through all this.
He's trying really hard to get it to go.
I'm looking at Ringo's porn right now.
I've not shown my backside for 3 weeks. I'm eager to show it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's been a clean time for the backside.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
Hey, folks, it's time for George's backside, my favorite part of the show. So sit back and have a look at his backside, and you can catch George out in the clubs DJing. That's right, flipping those discs and whatever else he does. But hey, right now, I just want you to focus on his backside and come up with some answers.
All right.
Whoa.
Taking the risks with the discs. And we're going back here to mid-70s.
What do you got, pal?
Mid-70s.
Mid-70s.
Oh, I know that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold your horses.
Damn, yes, I do.
Okay, well, just because it's a piano, it's got snow, I have no idea, but I could make an assumption who it is.
Okay.
I would say, being a piano with snow, I'm thinking somewhere a little west of Ontario here. Somebody's saying Supertramp already, Rhonda.
Are you going to say, Derek?
I was going to say like the Guess Who or Burton Cummings or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But must be Super Tramp because we're getting Super Tramp thrown
Who's
everywhere.
Did you say Rhonda?
Rhonda.
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 Help me, Rhonda. Help. That's a Beach Boys song, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Super Tramp.
Yep. Super Tramp.
Well done, Rhonda.
And the instant I saw that, I knew who it was. I didn't want to blurt it out because that would just wreck everything. It'd be like 3 seconds.
This is
Who else got it? Was it
Demonstration
Sheila?
Not
for sale.
for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, the amount of vinyl I used to get direct from record labels back in the 70s and 80s was incredible.
Awesome.
So Rhonda and Sheila were right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well done, Sheila.
The
least I give
Rhonda
him
did
a
beat
chance.
Sheila. So
Yeah.
Rhonda, you win the bag of Richards today.
Right. The virtual one.
Virtual bag of Richards.
I'm still waiting for mine.
Really? You never got one, eh?
No, I won like I'm like, what do you want to win? And I'm like, I want a bag of dicks. And then he brought Terry in a bag of dicks, and I still haven't seen mine.
Oh.
I know. I got one too.
Yeah, you can see. God damn.
See? I know. I can go up and get it and show you, but that'd just be teasing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. So that was an easy
Nicely
one.
done, George.
Yeah. Well, David Supertramp was pretty big in the late 70s, early 80s, right?
Yeah. Well, I think Roger Hodgson is still touring. I think.
Oh yeah, who's Roger Hudson?
He's the writer. He's the main guy behind them.
Okay.
He just tours under his own name, I think.
Yeah.
Does all the Supertramp stuff. But yeah, actually, it's funny because Junior mentioned it, I think, a few weeks ago. I remember him going on about that album. Yeah. When he was guesting. Yeah.
Hanging out with Junior on Saturday for a bit.
Oh, yeah. I saw some pictures. What's he doing?
Yeah, he was in good spirits.
Right.
It was a long day. He was getting tired, so a little low on energy.
Right.
Cut out, and did the rock star.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The mic drop. And went. That was it.
Yeah. The Elvis has left the building.
Yeah, that's it. No encore. That's your lot, folks. That's all you get.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. So it was a good night then.
You know what?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Super good night.
Yeah. It was a fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh,
damn.
Wow.
I keep missing all these shows.
No, I tell you about them.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I usually give you a week in advance, like 5-6 days.
Yeah, I know.
No, it was
tough sometimes,
awesome,
but
literally wall to wall, front to back.
Right.
Really nice.
Yeah,
that's excellent.
That's what you want to see, especially if it's a fundraiser, right? You want people to show up. You know, you want some money to go to a good cause, and that's a great way of doing it.
And the
fantastic.
It's good weather for this time of year to encourage people to get out there. So
it was actually sunny earlier in the day on Saturday, so
it felt like spring at one point. I was out around 3:00. Spring.
Well,
Sheila,
it's not good weather.
Fundraiser coming up.
Oh, it's not good weather if you want to go ice fishing. Damn it.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Sheila, give us some details.
Yeah. Tell us about your fundraiser. We love fundraisers.
Absolutely.
Well, I thought you said fundraiser. I like to have fun too.
I like
that.
Oh, fundraiser.
Fun. My accent.
Oh, excuse me.
Or my lisp or whatever the hell you want to call it.
You know, it's funny. We started talking about video games, and it's been weird because the past week, all the people I'm bumping into, we wind up talking about video games. It's so weird.
Oh, really?
Who's Walter? Yeah.
Walter is my friend who died, who we had
the fundraiser was for, right?
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Knocked my phone over, too.
Yeah. All done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one buddy who wants to get together and play some video games. my daughter and I wanted to get together and play games, and other people were just talking about it, and we're talking about it tonight, and it's like something's going on here.
Where's Ringo tonight? Is he all right?
Ringo said he was going to be a little bit late.
Okay.
The fundraiser is for the United Way Kawartha Food Share.
Oh, okay.
Well, so is that like you take the donations? Is that what you're?
Yeah.
This is just fundraisers to make money, but is that something, Sheila? That say if I was in a band and I told people to bring donations, food donations, I could like give them to you or something? Let me know about that.
Yeah, how does it work?
Yeah,
Expand.
Together, who I ended up with.
Okay.
And
Here we go.
it's a free concert. Last time we did it through GoFundMe with nobody
In the middle.
COVID and raised. Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So where
That's
is
really
that?
good.
So where is that?
Well, the fundraiser she put, it's for United Way Kawartha Food Share.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's in Kawartha somewhere.
And it's
Not far from us.
So is it
free
an
concert?
actual thing you can go to, or is it something you do online and just
that's
do a
what
GoFundMe?
that's what she said here. No, it's a free concert. Last time, we did it through GoFundMe with nobody in the middle.
Yeah,
and I'm guessing Nobody in the Middle is the name of the band.
Okay.
And raised $32,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice.
That was Wow, that's quite fucking awesome. To tell you the truth, 32,000. I thought we did good at 18,000.
Yeah.
We had 26 bands.
Oh yeah, we know Baz.
Okay, check this out though. 26 bands, and we were the 32,000 was 10 and 12 hours of hell in the freezing cold outside on a stage. Oh, yeah. So I've played out on stages when it's cold and it sucks. It really does. You can't do anything, especially being drums. You sit there. My hands are like this.
Yeah.
My arms get warm. Your fingers and your toes freeze.
Yeah. Been there, done one of them. Well, I was on a few of those gigs, but one in particular. Yeah, I was on the back of a boat, right? One of the cruise boats in Toronto. And the way it's set up was like the DJ was at the back, or the stern, I should say. Yeah. And it was really early. It was like early April, and there's still ice. We're going like through the lagoons and then out on. Well, actually, we didn't go out onto Lake Ontario because it's still ice. So you usually just going through the lagoons, right? And I'm playing the music out there, and then they just shut the glass doors on me, so everyone's inside, and I'm just on the back of this boat playing music for everybody that's inside on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah, and I was frozen.
Nice.
I was frozen. It was an afternoon thing, right? Like a lunch one from like 12 till 4 or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. You outside freezing.
I know,
there
and someone gave us these big
time.
gloves. The engineer felt sorry for me, big mitts. Well, I can't do anything with them. I can't like push a button. There's these massive big mitts. And that night I was at, that was in Toronto, and then in the evening I was over in Mississauga Golf Club, and I was still cold at like 10 o'clock at night at that gig doing whatever it was, like a dinner dance or whatever. Oh man, I've never been so cold in my life.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but the show must go on.
Yeah, it must. Wow, Sheila, that's quite the thing you got going on there, Sheila. That's pretty awesome. Well, if you ever need an 80s cover band or a horror-based psychobilly band, let me know.
There you go.
He's your man.
Or if you need a DJ, you got DJ George up there too, right?
That's right.
Yep.
You can find me courtesy of the Heikadelic show.
We have all kinds of talent. To throw around.
Hey, I'll even plug Ringo. Ringo, he's got a band on the go that's going to be ready to go.
Or if you just need the voice of an angel.
Yep, there you go. The voice of an angel.
He's your man.
Yep. All right. And if you just want Heiko, you got to call him.
Heiko, yeah.
Got to fight his wife, I guess. I don't know.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, no fight needed. No, we'll figure it out.
Actually, you were mentioning playing cards there, Heiko. Do you do any card tricks? Do you know any card
Yeah,
tricks?
I do. Yeah, I do card tricks.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. There you go.
It's kind of hard to do them on here, like.
Yeah.
But I could probably set something up, have the camera down on a on a table.
Yeah.
And I could describe it as I go and stuff, and I could have. I don't know. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm nothing crazy, nothing fantastic. It's just I know a couple, and they're pretty good.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, just give us an email. Yeah, I'll email you tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
Molson beer cards.
Molson beer cards.
I remember those. That's like a mid-90s thing.
What were those?
You used to get playing decks in Molson.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was one of the first.
Get a deck of cards and a case of beer.
Yeah.
Well,
they used to give out all kinds of stuff.
There's this game that we play. It's called Right, Left, Center, and all you do is play. Sorry. Stubby bottles is before my time. I'm sorry. Like my drinking time. I'm sure they were around when I was born, but
they were
definitely before. I was in the age of the first long neck.
Right.
Remember the first long neck? After the stubbies? That was my drinking era. And you drink it and it would just foam all over you everywhere.
Yeah.
Put it down.
But stubbies were still even in the early 80s. There were still stubbies. I remember.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking then.
Right.
Early 80s, I was 10.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I couldn't get over because I came here in 1980 on holiday, right? And I just couldn't get over the fact that you had to go to a beer store to buy beer. Because, like in England, you can buy beer anywhere, supermarkets, corner shops, everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get my head around that initially. And then I also remember because I was where was I up in the first time visiting one of Lizzie's sisters, and we were up in Aurora, and she lived across from a park. Right, there was a baseball diamond there. Right, so I remember I'll go and check out the kids playing baseball, and I'm start wandering across the street with my stubby, and it's like, oh no, come back, and going like, what? What's up? You can't drink on the street. I'm going, why not?
I know, eh?
Why not? Because in England
it doesn't make any sense.
So there's a couple of beers though. I said you seem to have a phobia about beers here. I mean, just very strict.
Yeah.
Certainly
remember, it was called Brewers Retail.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
What kind of farm, Sheila? I grew up on a dairy farm. There you go.
Did you actually work on the farm, Derek, or did you just something you grew up on, if you know what I mean? Or did you actually
I grew up on one.
Yeah, and did you get involved in doing any of the work?
Oh yeah.
No?
Yeah. Kind of
George, if you live on a farm, you're doing work. You're doing chores.
I wouldn't know about that.
There's no way around that.
I was going to say,
I used to get up before school. I would go do chores, come in, have breakfast. If I did my chores quick enough, I'd jump in the bathtub. We didn't have a shower; we only had a bathtub.
Right.
So I'd jump in the tub and get ready. That I just try and have a little extra cologne put on and go to school.
There you go.
So what kind of work did you do?
What kind of chores did you have?
I was what they call a front end back end man. So I fed them and I cleaned the shit. So I took care of food from processing it in the field to spreading it on the field in the spring.
Front and back end technician. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's brilliant.
I took care of them all.
No.
Did you see the new dairy farms now? You don't have to do
It
anything.
was an equestrian rider. The automated. Well, my
Bethany.
yeah, Bethany. My niece is quite she horse rider. I don't know. She jumps. She was just at the Royal Winter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. That's this time of year, right?
Yeah. She was the youngest competitor for her whatever she was jumping.
Class, whatever.
Yeah, it's
classification.
160 and 140. I think were the heights, 1.60 and 1.40 meters.
Uh-huh.
So she was 17, and she's the next closest competitor was 24.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just phenomenal for her to get the invite to the Royal, right?
Yep.
But now she's working in the States, training horses.
Oh.
So she rides them for all these people who are going to be jumping.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
Sheila,
cool
I just read that about the bales, and we used to get the bales, and we'd have to tuck them up in the top loft in the barn, which had a metal roof. We never had a hay elevator, so you would have to start stacking them in layers to make steps to get up to the loft.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to schlep the bales of hay up there, and you have a couple people along the way.
Yep.
And if you're up in the loft stacking it up there, yeah, it was like 150 degrees, if not hotter. It was you could hardly breathe. It was brutal. But
I grew up being the Mal boy. Right?
Yeah.
I could at least they told me that. You make the squarest mouths ever. Right?
Oh.
So yeah, and I think it was just because they wanted me to be in the Mal.
Yeah.
But
no kidding, they didn't want to do it.
The way we did it, we after a while we started with I think it was called a stuker. So it's like a stuk is a pile, and they used to have 3 on the bottom, 2, so you picked up 6 at a time, and you go and you pick that up with a tractor, you put it on the flat trailer, and then load it.
Yeah.
And then we went from that to the bale thrower. So you had the cage, right? The cage trailer, and it throws
and it
the
shoots
bales
them out the back.
Yeah, so once we did that, that's when we started, we can do this, awesome. But me being the Mao guy, I really got screwed, because now I got wagon after wagon after wagon just nonstop, right? Because now it only takes 1 guy to pick up the wagons, 2 guys to put it into the Mao, and 1 guy to mow it.
Yeah. Have you seen how they do it now?
Well, will it wrap them?
No, with square bales.
No.
They have their baler that makes the square bales. It comes off the top, and then it's a contraption. It's like a chute with doors that open and close.
Yeah.
And what you have is 5 different channels that the bales can slide down.
Yeah.
And it stacks them 3 high, and that whole thing fills up. So you have 15 bales altogether.
Yeah.
And it drops all 15 on the ground. So they're sitting there, 3 by 5, I think it is.
Yeah.
And then the tractor comes along. It has this contraption on the front instead of the bucket. And it's a big metal thing, and it just lays down on top of the 15 bales.
Yeah.
And it has hooks that go inside the bale. So it picks up all 15, drives, and just puts them on the wagon. Just boom, 15 at a time. Yeah. So you need 1 guy bale and 1 guy in a tractor. That's all you need.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's
but
nuts.
Anything to save time, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, when you got hundreds and hundreds, or even a couple thousand acres of hay, you got to get it all done very quickly, because weather can turn on you, or the shit keeps growing. Right? People want first cut, that kind of stuff.
First cut, no rain.
Yeah.
I used to sell. When my dad and his partner split on the dairy farm, cash crop is what we did. So we used to sell hay and corn and that. So yeah, selling bales, man. I used to deliver them all over. I love people who had horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
they all need to feed them.
No kidding.
They usually feed their horse before they feed themselves.
Yeah, what do they call them again? Hay burners.
Hay burners. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Oh yeah. That's it. Hay burner, money burner.
Yeah, in the front, out the back. That's it. Poof.
Yep. George is liking the in the fronts and out the backs today.
What's that?
I said you're liking the in the fronts and out the backs today.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, it's funny. You don't know what other people do until you actually see it or they talk about it or whatever. But, there's so many different things out there that people don't know of. What other people do for a living. Like, it's wild, eh?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You find some neat jobs. And, I didn't even know somebody could do that.
Yeah.
Like my buddy's dad, he was a specialist electrician. So he put a certain size light bulb in towers and stuff. And he got to, because he did that, he got to put the light in the CN tower.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, okay.
The light bulb on the top, right? That was his job.
Wow. And you have to change it every so often.
Yeah, it was every 3 years, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is about the CN Tower now, it's all lit up, right? Because, it's just tremendous, the what do you call it, development in lighting, how affordable it is, compared to 25, 30 years ago, or even less.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember being in a meeting and the president of the CN Tower, and I was there, and I remember saying, like, you should have the top going around like a spaceship. You know what I mean? Like lights going
just
around.
Just have it spinning.
Yeah, lights looking like it's a spaceship. You know what I mean? Like some lights at the top. The big pod.
Yeah.
And he said, "We'd love to, George. That's a fantastic idea." And he looked into the cost of it, and it's like absolutely astronomical. But today, boom, you can do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I figured
Ringo.
you could let yourself in, but I figured I'd jump on that.
There he is.
Oh, cheers. We got a cheers. Hey, cheers, Kathy.
Did I miss the back?
Right, Kathy. Yeah, you did.
Oh, what was it?
Oh, jeez.
Hang on, George. Don't tell him. Hold the backside up and see if Ringo can figure it out.
Okay. Probably not.
Yeah. Kathy will. Kathy will get it right away.
I saw it the instant
Probably
he lifted it up. I knew what it was, so I had to keep my mouth shut.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's
You know
not
what that is.
Is that glass houses? No.
Kathy can guess.
Yeah.
Well, Kathy, we're playing round 2. Get on it.
Yeah, come on, Kathy.
Round 2.
Look at that. Look at that.
The other.
All right, Kathy.
All right.
Oh, the ladies are rocking tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
It's Keisha and was it Sandra? No, it wasn't Sandra.
No, Rhonda.
Sonia.
Rhonda and
Rhonda-
Sheila.
Rhonda. I should have known that.
Sheila
Help
got it.
me, Rhonda.
Yeah.
Help
me,
me,
Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Rhonda's the one who does Farm Jam.
Yeah,
and,
Keisha wasn't into the backside. She was into the video game part.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up on some of the posts.
Hey, Ringo, I did a shout out for you.
Did you?
Yeah. I did a plug for you, Sheila. Read Sheila.
All the Sheilas?
Yeah.
All the Sheilas in
There
the
you
room.
go.
We got a lot of Sheilas here.
Yeah.
Said
Yeah, she was
got
busy
band
for a
coming,
while.
Or if you need a voice of an angel, we'll get a hold of you.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We kept trying to get you a gig.
Always, yeah. Actually, my band,
Ringo's not here to plug himself, so.
Yeah. So my band, Jam Pilots, actually, we rehearsed yesterday. It went really well.
Awesome.
Good.
It was, yeah. We got a lot of songs we're working on. So, but we, I'll say almost nailed the first set anyway. But some good tunes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna do a really hard one next week.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fed up with these easy ones now.
Easy ones. Yeah.
Especially after
All right, gotta get
you're
the
not
thinking
here for
cap
2
on.
weeks,
Yeah.
and then Boom, they guess it.
I'm gonna get you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was a
I've got
that
it
was
all
a
lined up
classic.
actually.
Yeah. That was a classic cover back then.
Yeah,
It was different from all the other ones, the piano in the snow, like
Yeah.
right.
I told you by the short and curlies.
I thought
Yeah.
someone might have said Elton John actually early on, but you're all too good, you see.
Uh-huh.
John.
Good to have you back, George.
It's good to be back, Ringo.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've not shown my backside for 3 weeks. I was straining at the knee.
Yeah.
Oh man,
He's
it's
kept
like,
his pants on.
let's get this backside shown.
The only thing with Elton John,
You were
that-
missed for sure. It's the
that
only
would've-
thing on our show that you can depend on.
yeah, there you go.
I depend on. Yeah, okay.
The only
What'd you
thing
say?
that-
He's got his Depends on?
something like that. The only thing with that being in the mid 70s, with
Yeah.
that being Elton John,
Yeah.
that's the wrong kind of snow.
Wrong kind of snow.
Yeah.
Really?
Another name for cocaine. Elton John had a lot of
yeah,
cocaine in the 70s.
That
Drug
kind of-
references. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other narcotics are available. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was more like a dusting, then I would say
Yeah.
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 What? Who? Sorry. Cat's knocked
Oh.
you over.
That looks like the cat from National Lampoon's Christmas, the one that chewed the wire on the Christmas tree.
Oh,
If I die from
Yeah.
a cat, it's this cat.
is it?
Yeah?
Oh.
Did anybody watch any festive movies, by the way? I didn't watch it over. I watched it last night, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Did you? Have you seen Violent Night that came out for Christmas?
Actually, it's funny. I never saw it, but I was flicking through Netflix just last night,
yeah,
and I saw it. I go, what the hell is that?
it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Really?
Yeah.
Violent Night.
Yeah. I thought,
Have you seen
you know,
Krampus?
I've seen
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
pretty shit.
Yeah.
I heard of that.
I tried watching it this Christmas again, and I think that's about the fourth time I've tried watching it.
Which
What
one?
thing? Watch it.
Krampus.
Krampus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There's two of them, eh? There's one called just Krampus, and there's one called Krampus the Christmas Spirit or something like that.
Krampus.
Yeah.
I've seen
Well,
one.
yeah,
I've
I'm
seen the first one.
I'm gonna have to maybe watch that one. I'm curious now. The one you're talking about, Violent Night.
It's just, it wasn't what I thought it was, put it that way. And
No,
No.
is it worth watching though? Like,
Yes.
is it good?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. I thought so
All right.
anyway. I thought so. I thought
Okay.
It's a really good spin on a Christmas movie. Right. I'm thinking back to things like, it was a bit like the Bruce Willis Die Hard, right?
Oh.
Kind of that kind of theme, but then Santa
Yeah.
gets involved, the real Santa. It's just unbelievable.
Santa brings out the machine guns.
So
Ah.
speaking of Die Hard, what is your favorite? How do you put it? Christmas movie that some people say aren't Christmas movies. Like my favorite Christmas
Die
movie
Hard.
that's not a Christmas movie is Gremlins,
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Right.
right? Because he went to get the Mogwai for Christmas for his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Well, it could be because that after Gremlins came out, the little Furbies or whatever came out, and they were all, in high demand. You couldn't get them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was almost like Elmo, Tickle Me Elmo.
One of the
It's like,
Christmas movies I remember, I'm going back, I think, to the late 90s, maybe early noughties, was called Money Train. With,
Yeah, I remember.
That was a
that one.
cracking movie, but it wasn't really about Christmas, but it was
But
Christmas.
because it's a Christmas during Christmas.
Yeah, I thought it was a great
Yeah.
movie.
Because
Yeah.
they were stealing the old money, right?
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
train. Yeah,
I remember
Yeah.
that.
really good movie.
I actually
Funny.
liked Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's Christmas too, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, at the very end, it is. Through the
They're
whole
trying to
movie,
get-
it's not.
well, that's
but
but
at the
that's
end,
the
they're trying to
point.
get home, right?
trying to get
Yeah,
home.
well, it's Thanksgiving, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like that one with Ricardo, I think, in Lucy or somebody, like Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
No. Never saw it.
Nope.
I'm not that old.
You know that song, right?
Yeah, know the song.
Oh, yeah, I know the
It's
song.
cold outside.
Yeah, and the fucking
That song's from the 40s.
the tree
Was it
huggers turned it into
a Christmas movie though?
a date rape song or something, right?
Oh God.
No, just because of some of the things that it says they were comparing it to, and
Yeah, because he wasn't
like.
like letting her out of his clutches easily. So,
But then again, Ringo, like, this world is so fucked up, so people are complaining about that song, wanting it fucking banned, and the number one song for the third year in the row was
Jemima, right?
"Wet Ass Pussy." Right?
Whatever happened to the simple fact, if you don't like a song, don't fucking listen to it.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
Exactly.
No, we're going to ban it because I don't like it.
I know,
Nobody else should listen to it.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, okay? Like, okay, I'm not going to name genres.
Oh, here we go.
But there are so many songs out there that are aggressive about that whole topic, right? That they get airplay. I mean, they're still around, right? Like, again, I'm not going to pin down a genre, but you know what I'm talking about.
You have songs that are called "Wet Ass Pussy."
Yeah, and there's nothing subliminal about it, there was nothing.
No, it's pretty blunt.
Yeah, there was nothing about that song back then, anyway. So
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever ban White Christmas, the movie, or the
song. Oh boy. Don't get it started, George. Somebody's gonna like have one of those like petition sites, and whatever.
Yeah.
But
just
so
a thought. That's all.
I was pulling my trailer, and I helped one of our guests, move some stuff. But anyway, the last bit of that, I'm coming home, and I noticed that it's never happened before. I got like a 17-foot enclosed trailer, Vino's. And it's my truck's 4-wheel drive, but as I was coming around the corner, I noticed my trailer slide. I didn't have much weight, but I thought there was something like I thought my like electric brakes kind of maybe jammed up or something, right? And went a little squirrely, so I put it in.
That'd be black ice.
You know what? It's serious black ice right now.
It is. I was out just before the show, and it's like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
freezing rain.
It's really bad. And then some places that have water, it's weird because that ice it's almost like a sheet of ice on it's all white, right? Like because it rained, and so there's some of it melted away. Now there's a fast freeze, and then you've got the black ice. Which you can't even see what you're dealing with, but it's very slippery out there. So what happened was I was backing into my 10-car parking lot, and
did you hit the mailbox?
No. What was happening was I got that patch of white ice, which broke my shoulder on last year. I went to straighten out the trailer to back it in, and I got stuck right on that ice. But I had it in right? But so I got stuck on that ice, and my front wheels were just spinning. And then I stopped it and then put it in park, and I looked below me. It's that sheet of ice that did me in last year, right? When I broke my shoulder. Like, I'm not getting out of the truck. I almost did the show.
No, not doing that again.
Until it melts. I'll stay in my truck till the spring. But then I threw it in 4x4 and then got her out of there. But yeah, it was sliding back, and it almost like it was kind of jackknifing the trailer. This is all I need. And then to be trapped on that little island of ice, right? I was preparing for this year, and I bought spikes for my boots and all that stuff, and of course all that's inside the house. But I got out and just did the duck waddle across and made it in. So that was my event.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I just did a little comparison here to just because of this whole baby it's cold outside. So okay, I'm gonna read the first two lines of "Baby It's Cold Outside," and then I'm gonna read the first two verses of one of the top songs. Okay. I really can't stay, baby. It's cold outside. I've got to get away, baby. It's cold outside. This evening has been, this evening has been, hoping that you'd drop in. So very nice. I'll hold your hand. They're just like ice. My mother said we'll start to worry. Beautiful. What's your hurry? My father will be pacing the floor, listening to the fireplace roar. So really, I'd better scurry because please don't hurry. But maybe just held a drink more. I'll put on some records I'll put some records on while I pour. See,
okay, so
this, he's trying to get he's trying to not let her leave. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
he's trying to get
and
her
he
drunk
wants to get her drunk.
Yeah. Okay, so and then we will take the first two verses from Wet Ass Pussy. This is the
And there's
number
two
one
verses. All right.
This is the number one song.
Okay, don't go over the line though. We're a clean show, right?
Yeah. No. Okay. So it starts. Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this hot house. Hold up.
Whoa.
I said certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy, make that put out game weak. Woohoo! Okay, that was the first verse. Second verse. Yeah. You fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy.
Okay, we
Give
get
me
it.
everything you get for this wet ass pussy.
We could probably sit here literally like 2 weeks solid.
And they want to cancel Baby It's Cold
Outside. Bring up 100 million different songs that are very crass and aggressive.
But this is a number one song.
I know.
So the person that wrote that song, the ones that sing that song, and the people that like that song all have a very, very tiny single-digit IQ.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. They're also
running Hollywood right now.
Right. They also appeal to the mentality of youth today.
Yes.
Yes, I am going to stereotype that because they don't even think about the words that, if they're singing the song along with the song, they're not even thinking about the...
Yeah, but see, so how does that work? Where's the separation? Because you're saying they don't care, and they probably don't. So they're singing these words out loud as they're singing along with the song.
Yeah.
But then you have people that dig into Baby It's Cold Outside and say, oh my God, the song is horrible. It should be banned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point, Hike. So think about that for a second. What's the difference? Well, the difference is that song, Baby It's Cold Outside, was written and produced, before the youth of today were even born or thought
of. Yeah.
Their grandparents.
And even maybe for some of us, it's what, almost 60 years old?
Yeah, 40 something. I'm gonna find it right now.
Yeah, find out. But here's the thing: it's like, why do we spend time picking on a song like that when we've got some of this stuff on that? To me, is like, it might have a cool beat, it might have a cool delivery, but it's pretty crass. I mean, I would never write lyrics like that. I've written lyrics that have the occasional MF or whatever, but no, just the point of throwing that shit out, I think it's it's offensive. It's offensive, depending. Again, I don't want to pin a genre down because it happens right across the board, right? Like whether it's metal, rock, rap, even some country songs, right? Songs like "She's Gone Back to Her,"
cowboy,
right? Like there's a million different artists who cross that line all the time and they get away with it, right? But the
and that's the part I don't understand. Why are those songs invisible and everybody loves them?
Okay, and why are we picking on Aunt Jemima, and why are we picking on Mr. Potato Head?
Potato Head,
right?
Yeah, like what the hell?
But these are things in the past. It's almost like there's a mentality out there which is very, very small IQ that wants to lay blame on the past and how we did things, and we were all idiots back then. And it's like that's not the case, right? And again, erase the past, do it. It'll repeat itself. It's already starting to, right?
See, and that's the thing is you can't erase the past because it's there for a reason. It's there to learn from.
Right.
So you look back at the past, you go, oh, that was a really terrible thing that happened. Let's not do it again. And if you erase it, Ringo, right? If they erase it, it's going to happen again.
I remember where I grew up north. I mean, like it wasn't very diverse up there when I was super young. But you know, like songs that were sung and stuff like that, like by today's standard, it's inappropriate, right? But and you just kind of got to call it like it is and just discontinue it. But to try and erase it all, it's like we like I think what
Lost George
just disappeared.
Oh,
just your video, George.
Yeah, George, are you still there? Hello.
Nope.
Oh, we offended George. Oh my
gosh.
Damn.
Way to go.
Damn.
But yeah, you know, like I mean, George was in his 20s when a lot of this stuff originated. But no, like it's just I don't know, Hike, but it is interesting that we have to go back into the past to erase it. It's like these people you know, live in a time machine and they figure, hey, if I go back and I try, or as a group we petition to wipe out the root cause of something like Mr. Potato Head or whatever, or that right? It's gonna it's never going to exist, and that's so far from the truth, right? It's I don't get it, and there's a lot of shit talking songs that are modern day that I don't disagree if people you know, like nobody wants censorship, yet what are we doing?
Censoring everything. See, that's what I was about to say. When I was growing up, one of my favorite songs was by Anthrax, and it was called "Starting Up a Posse," and it was all about censorship, right? It was about the words you can't say on the radio, the words you can't say on TV, the words they were trying to ban, and that's when they they started with the explicit the parental warning, explicit lyrics and stuff like that. Because some bands were getting a little carried away. You know, you get like Corrosion of Conformity and shit like that. And you're talking about ripping the fetus from the bitch.
Right. Like oh my God. Like what was it? There's just so many to go on and on, but Kathy's basically saying the same thing here, right?
Yeah. And it's funny when you said, "Oh my God," out loud, I said it in my head because I remember you go through some old movies. Now, this movie is very hard to find because it's one of these ones that was attacked. But again, you have to realize when this movie was made, and that Blazing Saddles.
Oh,
have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Well,
within 10 minutes of the starting of the movie, I think I said, "Oh my God," 5 times.
Yeah.
Because, and it's not that I'm saying it's right or it's wrong. It's entertainment. It's a movie. But I'm thinking there's no way they could do that today because everyone's going to lose their shit. Right.
No, and with Blazing Saddles and a lot of those,
that,
you know, like
look at
It was comedy, and
Look at
it was
yeah,
a lot of it was
satire comedy, but
like black humor, but they were black people doing it.
well, you can't even you can't even say that today. I mean, it's not it's
Yeah,
erased, right? But yeah, we
yeah,
should
it's so sad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still offended by watching white chicks, honestly. But
I'm still offended by.
anyway, you know what? It's not. No, I get Heiko. I get some of that stuff. I mean, you know, again to be inclusive and all of that, and we're diverse, definitely diverse, and you know, like to see some things that are blatant from the past. I get it. I don't really, I don't support any of that.
Yeah.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
But see, it's everybody wants to be heard today. All right, fine. Everybody has different beliefs. Fine. Whatever happened to the simple concept? Like I said before, if it's a movie or a song, like a TV show or a book or something, right? If you don't like it, don't do it. Don't watch it. Don't listen to it. Whatever happened to that simple concept?
I kind of feel that
I don't like the color red, so I'm never going to wear red.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you can't wear a red shirt.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
whatever
right.
happened to that simple mentality? We went that extra step and we said, I don't like red. No one else is going to wear freaking red around me. Right?
Yeah, and I mean our show,
and society has accepted that, which is that's the problem. It's wrong.
Yeah. No, and we not generally as a rule, we don't like on our show, we make sure that we try to make sure that our guests are informed that we don't support anything that is discriminatory or hate or race driven, like whatever, it's anyway, I shouldn't say whatever. It is important, right? I mean, because people do have opinions and sometimes they just use media like ours to sort of vocalize them. But I think at the end of the day, though, what worries me is double standards, right? Because like the comment you made about like, well, if I'm XYZ, whatever that means, then I can make jokes about myself or my other, people. It doesn't make any sense because, I think and again, I'm not even going to bring his name up because I'm not talking about really any one thing. I'm talking about discrimination as a whole. And
as a whole,
if you want to minimize it or stomp it out, stop talking about it.
Stop talking about it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
every time it gets made, whatever the thing is, that these, and I'll say these people, feel they need to pour their energy in to stamp out something like, Mr. Potato Head, which I'm glad to see that I don't think it's completely stamped out. Of course, the name, right? And changing names or even in God we trust on the American dollar, right? Like they want to, abolish that and completely erase it,
Yep.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
At the time, people believed in something. And the one thing I will say for anybody out there who's like a complete atheist or whatever, it's like what religion did do that was good was bring some civil conduct and some rules to society, because in medieval times, let's say, it was barbaric. It wasn't like watching Game of Thrones. It was a hell of a lot worse than that.
but just saying that, do you three guys, do any of you believe in God?
Yeah.
Like you do? Ike?
In the biblical sense, no.
Yeah, in the biblical sense, no. Okay.
Right.
Ringo, do you believe in God?
Yeah.
You do. Okay. So me and you believe you have one God, right? Just like there's one God, that it's just God, right?
Well, For me,
what you're Catholic.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
So you have just God, right? 3 spirits, whatever it is, but one God, right?
Yeah.
Same with you, Ringo. My Ringo's over this way.
I think that, like, I guess the way I look at it is from and I'm not a historian or anything, but I feel that there's so many likenesses to a God, everything from Buddhism to Catholicism and whatever, that there's something there, right? Like I'm pretty open-minded though.
Yeah.
Is it one being? I'm not really sure. I mean,
but your religion, your religion, just for the argument's sake, your religion is one God, right?
Well, I grew up Catholic, but
so 3 spirits.
Yeah, I get that.
One.
I get that. Really, like, Catholic Church would be offended. However, I did my research when I was pretty young, and I studied for a little bit. I'm not an expert on it, but how the Protestants and Catholics had these brutal wars, and they completely slaughtered Catholics, slaughtered Protestants, and vice versa, but more so the other way. And then, of course, I don't want to get into this, but I'm very ashamed to be part of that. In light of what's happened with the burial grounds that they've found and stuff like that, and the way people were treated, and I think as a we can't really dive deep into that, except for the fact that I believe that even back then, no matter what the so-called excuse is, that if a religious sect were to come in and help teach religion to indigenous folks, that they had no right to abuse, and they had no right to do
assimilate.
The atonement for all of that. Like, I know it started with Catholic, Anglican churches, and who knows what else, but I know it became an issue. It became an issue in the Anglican church as well, which I participated in for a while. And it just, you know what? Now you got to pay for your past.
Well, okay. So back to what I was saying, though.
Okay.
Sorry.
There's still, in your religion, whatever religion you believe in, is one God, right? It's just the one creator, the God, right?
Sure. I mean, does it manifest in different?
Yeah. But let's say, yeah.
Okay. Sure. So there's roughly 3,000 religions, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different God. You believe in your God. You believe in your God. You believe in your God, right?
Yep.
So for an atheist to not believe in God at all, what's the difference in between him and you believing in one God, you believing in one God? The only difference is you're denying 2,999 gods and believe in one, where the atheist, he doesn't believe in all 3,000 of them.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would say that that there are interpretations of one God, right? I mean, to me, I remember trying to explain it the way I feel about it was, there's a game called soccer, right? It's the same game, played the same way with the same rules, but a lot of people. Some people wear a red shirt to watch their soccer. Some people wear a blue shirt to watch their soccer. Yeah. Some people wear a white shirt. You know what I mean? So it's an interpretation of one common thing, rather than everyone's got their own little versions. They're like interpretations, if you know what I mean.
Well, no, I get that. But again, with the 3,000 religions, you got, say, Muslims. Muslims believe in one God. The Sikhs believe in another God. Yep. Right? Everybody believes.
Yeah, but see, this is the exact same thing I just talked about earlier, right? Is yes, okay, so there's 3,000 gods, different religions, there's all this stuff. So I believe in a God who's green with a pink beard and rides a pony.
Right.
Yeah. All right? Yeah. So that's fine. That's my God. You have a different God. You have a different God. But the problem is just like the bleeding hearts that are out there today, is they are going to go after everybody else and say, no, my God is the right God. Mine is the true God. Mine is the only God.
Well, then
And that's the problem. I should be able to believe in what I believe in, listen to what I want to listen to. I should be able to do my own thing.
Yeah.
But I should not be allowed to go and tell other people they're wrong, because that's where the problem is with politics, religion, everything is people think they're right and their way is the only way. And that's where all those people are more wrong than anything else.
Yeah. Well, I remember
you have what you believe in. Yeah. You have your the opinions.
Right.
Yeah. So that's fine. Yeah, do it.
Well, I was right? I wouldn't say I was brought up Catholic, but I went to a Catholic school. My parents weren't particularly religious at all. But
can I just break in just for a second? Yeah. Remember the Yeti thing I got? Check this out. I made a drink. I need to make another drink. So I took a regular size pop can and put it inside my Yeti mug.
Yeah.
Because I got the digitally printed disc that goes in the bottom, so I can put a pop can in it.
Nice.
Isn't that so? This is awesome. Ice cold right now, so I can have a cold.
You gotta market those, like put them up on Amazon or something.
Right. Someone's done it. I gotta figure out who. Anyways, sorry about that. Carry on, George.
So I wasn't particularly brought up religious, but I was sent to a Catholic school as an altar boy and all that. But I got into some humdingers. I mean, one of my teachers when I was 10, going on 11, before I left primary school, was at none. And the
What's a humdinger?
Well, arguments that are pretty good, right? But like,
I thought it was an actual thing.
No, I'd end up arguing with the priest and all that. I was a smart ass 10-year-old, right? Altar boy. In the Catholic religion, we have a thing called the Catechism. Ringo will probably know what it is.
Yeah. Yes, I know what it is.
It's like a rule book, basically. It's like, what is God? Where is it? And I remember like really pissing off Sister Claire, like when I was in 4th year at junior school. And I said, like, Sister, listen, we have to go to church every Sunday, right? But why? Because according to like number 9 here on page whatever, God is everywhere. So why can't I stay in my house, in my bedroom, and talk to God? And she like went ballistic on me, right? And I used to do those kind of things, right? Because it didn't make sense to me at all, even from that age.
I think Kathy and Keisha are nudging us to get off the topic. So Kathy wanted to like
back to video games.
Yeah.
And movies.
Who does that song? One love, let's get together and be all
Bob
right.
Marley.
Bob Marley. Okay. So my thinking about religion right across the board is exactly that, like the Bob Marley take on it, like one love.
There you go.
And let people live, the way they want to live, and to me, religion, it doesn't matter what it is, if it gives you a place to center yourself, a place to, get involved with a little more, your values and all of that. Great. If it's pushy and all of that other shit, well, no, it's people should come to that on their own, not forced into it. And then of course the ones that say, okay, well, you make X number of dollars, so you need to contribute 2% to 10% of your wages. It's like, fuck you. Because I don't need a church to.
But again,
God
you say fuck you. But those people that go to that denomination and they do that every week, that's what they do.
Yeah.
More power to you.
All the power
that's what you believe.
Maybe a better interpretation is suck it. Okay, because I am not paying. I've been on the other side of that. It's just not fun.
Speaking of suck it, Ringo, Derek still wants a bag at Richards.
Yeah. I'm waiting for my bag of Richards.
He was complaining about it earlier on the show when you weren't on.
Well, I said, Rhonda, she wanted a bag of Richards. And I said, hey, wait a second. I still haven't got my bag.
I think Terry's got those. I'll hit him up on the weekend if I run into
him.
Let's give him
right
the
I don't want Terry's
offered.
Richards.
Yeah. I mean,
We
they
should
might
have
be
those
stale.
as Heikadelic show prizes.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know
well,
what?
who's going to give out the prizes?
Speaking of gummies, the bag of Richards,
Yeah.
they actually have something flashed on my screen. You
The
know, in
Dick
like
Shop.
Facebook Marketplace, right? So
Mhm.
they have CBDs that are an enhancement for ED issues, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
whoa,
nice.
how many of those do I have to take? But
Hey, there's
Uh-huh.
also weed that is for women.
yeah. Well, I think that and jewelry work, but yeah.
Well, weed usually doesn't. Weed usually women on weed don't
Weed
get
costs
horny.
less, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But it's cool. I think it's great that a
waiting
lot
for
of
a
this stuff
comment.
has gotten out now, that it is legal and people are using it. People are
Yeah.
experimenting and finding great uses for natural drugs, like
Well,
it's amazing.
I'd like to see them. I got into this. I started watching. What the heck is that thing with all the reels? Not Twitch.
So reels are everywhere.
Instagram,
It's on Facebook.
Twitter.
It's on
Oh,
Instagram.
Tubi. Is it Tubi?
no.
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
Oh, TikTok.
So
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
one night I was TikToking at 4 a.m.
Uh-oh.
and this woman,
Rock and roll, baby.
this woman's like, it comes up, and sometimes I don't have the audio on, but anyway, she's sitting in her car crying in the passenger
Yep.
seat. I'm like, all right, you got to listen to this. So it was about this girl from Canada, I think close to Toronto, but she loves her job, and
Yeah.
she doesn't have benefits, and she's diabetic.
Okay.
So she was talking
Right.
about how much her medications were.
Oh, yeah.
And I know because I'm diabetic as well, right?
Yep.
And so she couldn't afford to pay because it was like $1,500 to $2,000 a month for meds.
Wow.
Yeah.
And,
No, seriously, it's wild.
yeah, so all these people were commenting, no, it's covered by OHIP, and it's like, yeah, go piss up a rope, because it's not. None of it is.
It's not.
No, but when you look at, I'm not saying CBDs are options at all, but maybe there is something for diabetes. But the problem with that is that with diabetes, it's so complicated and unique for everybody, that, it's the right concoction of drugs and stuff like that. But it would be nice if there were alternatives, right? Alternative solutions and stuff like that, because it's a bit of a curse. If you have it, you should be on the drugs, right? You should be taking it. And I'm one to talk about that, because I have my, periods where, I'm not managing it as well as but I was watching something today that was a bit shocking. So if you have like neuropathy, eventually the neuropathy effect will go right up your spine, right?
Neuropathy. What's that? So obviously.
So it's like
That's
it's a
you
nerve
lose
damage.
the sense of feeling.
Okay.
Your nerves stop working.
Yeah.
Right. So where I got that from was actually I was watching a Bigfoot documentary, and they had found 2 foot impressions. One was healthy, and the other one had all these kind of weird, kind of like almost like growths on the foot. And they said that was, so they showed this spine thing, and they were talking about like diabetes and neuropathy and stuff like that, which, so your nerve endings aren't, they kind of go off on a bit of a tangent, and they're actually sending signals. Anyway, long story short, you can get all these crazy growths from them. And I know, like diabetic, if your numbers aren't under control at all, your feet can feel almost like cold or numb, and for some people it's very, very painful, right? But yeah, it was sad to watch the TikTok thing, because she was kind of at her wit's end, and people were suggesting, oh well, go to Trillium and other support, but if you make enough money, you get turned down, right? So there's nothing nothing really out there, and it sucks. But
yeah,
I don't know how we got on that topic.
Okay, so anyways, with diabetes, I don't know if you know, I worked with a guy, and he had a partial foot amputation. One day we were working, he was limping, and I'm like, "Are you all right, John?" Maybe I shouldn't have said his name, but I said, "Are you all right?" And he said, "My foot's a little sore," and I'm like, "Okay, like, what do you mean it's a little sore?" And he goes, "Well, I've got a little sore on it." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean a little sore?" And he's like, "Well, I'm diabetic, and when I start getting sores, if I get a sore, it really spreads, right?" So this little sore that he was talking about, he took his sock off and showed me. It was the size of a loony.
Yeah.
And it basically was a hole in his foot where your big toe, right? Like
so what
right
happens
on the pad.
Yeah, what happens is it when it gets to that point, if he had to lose part of his foot, it's because the risk is it's an infection.
Yeah,
that the body's not healing. And it's not healing it because of poor blood flow. Neuropathy can be a part of that because it's sending all these mixed signals, so it doesn't know how to heal itself. So what ends up happening, though, if it gets too close to bone, that's when they amputate, because if it gets in your bones, you're toast, right? You'll eventually so anyhow,
so not that I have particularly, but anyone got any New Year's resolutions that they've actually still kept?
You're not supposed to make them. That's what I hear.
Oh, really?
You never, no one ever keeps them.
I don't believe in
New Year's
resolutions. I believe if you want to get healthy, get healthy.
Yeah, you don't need New Year's to do that.
No, but it's
that's
a time
why a lot
to
of
do
people
it,
say
right?
on New Year's, I'm going to quit smoking.
Yeah,
I never do.
So here's a resolution, though, that we want to do on the Heikadelic show is we want to move all of our Facebook people over to YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm working on an easier way to get to the YouTube channel, but we'll make it easy with a link. So we're going to ask everybody to, we'll start promoting it on the site, is really to make that your primary home for watching the show. Because we're finding that there's a lot of things that happen on Facebook that aren't like even posting the show up tonight. Facebook now refuses to allow that to happen right away. So it's the odd social out. So what it'll do is it won't complete, and I have to go back and resubmit it on its own. So it's becoming more, and it's trying to get our live feeds as Facebook Live. So that's really what it wants. So I'm pretty sure in the short term we'll have less freedom and access.
Yes. They're really trying to govern Facebook way, way, way too much. They want control over everything. And it's been a problem I've heard with other people too, trying to stream and do stuff on Facebook. So I think moving to YouTube is a much better thing. And I've talked to a lot of people, just asked them. I said, so if you want to look at my show, where'd you look for it? I didn't even tell them that we're on Facebook. But everybody says YouTube.
Yep.
So if you're looking for the Heikadelic show, they're going to go on YouTube and look. And it's funny because same thing when we talk in something and I'm looking for a video, go, oh, okay. Like, let's say to fix something on your car or something like that. I go to YouTube. Yep. Everybody goes to YouTube. So I think that's where we should be.
So, Derek, because we're getting close to the end of the show, Kathy asked a couple of times about the 27 bands.
Yep. It ended up being 25 bands, I believe.
Okay.
Couple dropped out. It went over very well. It was on time, right? With that many bands on time, it literally was 5-minute changeovers.
Wow.
Yeah, it crazy.
That's amazing in itself.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It is, totally.
Backline was all there, so it was plug and play.
Good. well done.
You know, so it's hook up your pedal board and don't be a dick and tune your guitar while you're up on stage. And if you do, well, you just lost a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were literally, it was 20-minute time slots, so 15 minutes and 5-minute changeovers.
So all of the bands pretty much complied with that?
Yeah, there was one band that I saw. I was there for 10 hours. There was one band that I saw that played a little bit longer than they should have.
Yeah.
But
That's
by
weird.
like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so this was heavy metal. A lot of there's different genres now, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. So I'm gonna say the heavier type, not the singing, but the you know,
Screamo band.
Yeah.
it's not even screaming, it's just like talking like fucking demons.
Oh yeah. Okay. Death metal.
Yeah, death metal, grindcore, fucking slam your
Grindcore,
dick in a door, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands sounded the same, right? A couple bands really stuck out. A couple bands were really good. But man, when you have a song that does the same thing 5 times in a row, and it's a 7-minute song, and it's the exact same thing, just repeat, stop, repeat,
tune out. Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking shit. It's garbage.
But you know what, Derek? Do you have any way to get a hold of any of the bands that were decent bands? Maybe we can ask them to come on the show to talk about their.
Yeah, I actually made a few good connections there. So this is now has turned into it's going to be an annual thing. I don't know if it's going to be as many bands every year, but it's going to be an annual party.
So is it going to carry the Walter brand or?
Yeah. It's going to be.
Walter. I like the T-shirts I saw online. That was pretty cool.
That's what I was.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Showing earlier.
Yeah, that was a nice one. And then there was the other one. The other ones that just say "Am Here." Like, I think that alone, when I saw that "Am Here," I thought, "Wow, that's a pretty that's a very cool brand." So whoever came up with that idea I think is brilliant.
So "Am Here" is Walter. If you were friends with Walter,
he'd text you and he'd say "Am Here" right at the gig.
Yeah.
But it's so fitting, right? Like,
it is all around.
You mention it, like he came up with that brand, but that's gonna, obviously has outlived him. But that can be an annual, because I think the theme, maybe it doesn't have to be just about Walter, but "Am Here," right?
For everyone.
Maybe a percentage goes to the family or something to continue to support, but the rest of it should like that could explode into something like, "Hey, I'm here."
I didn't need to die. I'm here.
No, not just that. Like, there's so many people out there that are lonely or isolated, and not on their own doing. They could be very nice people, but maybe they look and act a certain way, and they're not accepted, right? So I think "Am Here" is all about being inclusive, right? Mm-hmm. Society needs to be more inclusive, and don't overlook these people that aren't going to necessarily ask or reach out for help. But in this case, he did with hospitals, and that's a disgrace. But I can also jump on that because I had my own experiences just before Christmas, and I think the health system right now, in not everyone, I don't want to stereotype everyone, but it's to the point where there's so many healthcare providers that don't care, right? Because
we've just had a huge growth in our population, and we haven't got anything. We don't have the medical staff to back it.
It's Jesus.
The population grew, but the infrastructure did not grow with it.
Also, the people who are there just for a paycheck now.
Right. And so I think our government, whatever the hell that is, needs to really open their eyes and focus on why Canada has been strong in our healthcare system and everything else, but treat the healthcare workers with enough respect. And somehow, I would have said a few years ago that it's kind of come back, because at least between the union and the management at the hospitals and University Health Network being one of them, it sort of came together and fixed a lot of the gaps in that. And then enter COVID, and now it's a shit show. It's an absolute shit show, and I have zero fucking faith in that network right now. And everybody's
That's right.
a friggin' lab rat, right? So I don't condone what's going on there. I was one hell of a supporter for UHN, and now I've just lost all respect for them. So they need to rebuild. Okay, that's my rant, but anyone can firsthand experience on both sides of it. But COVID has done a lot of damage, and I think that our prime minister and our leaders need to really get on that and fix it. So anyway,
don't say prime minister and leader in the same sentence, because it's false.
Right. Yeah. So not to let the cat out of the bag or anything, but with the Walter with the Walter Fest that's going to be happening, it's going to be it might be a scholarship that's going to come out of it.
Oh, yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Two things that Walter loved was music and photography. So we were thinking about doing a music scholarship and a photography scholarship.
Oh my God, that's so nice. Yeah.
And Walter, like I can't say I've known, like I think he might have been at one of our shows one time. I remember who he is. He's been everywhere at every show. But I don't know him, but it seems to me like now that this guy is going to, might have gone from almost obscurity to becoming a martyr. And I'll say martyr because he unfortunately didn't have to end the way it did, right?
Nope.
So
no.
But I think as a community, you guys stepped up in a huge way. This is amazing, and am here. I mean, that's just profound. So
that's it. At his funeral, they gave away Am Here pins.
Yeah.
So now, whenever you go somewhere, whenever I see one, it's like, fuck, hey Walter, right?
Hey
so
Walter, yeah. It's amazing though how that happens, right? I mean, he's gonna that message will live on for years and years, and hopefully it becomes huge and global or whatever. But that's the impact that Walter had and will have on many, many people that he's never ever met. And the unfortunate thing is he was overlooked, right?
Yep.
And it happens, honestly, Walter now has just become a voice for it because it happens every day. It happens with misdiagnosis. It happens with being turned away at the door. It happens with a mismanagement of medications, right?
Right now, we're known for letting people go home to die.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to.
And you know what the excuse is? So this is what I get from my CU. Well, we're just so understaffed. Okay, well, help me understand why you're sitting there watching your fucking pod that you're getting paid to keep your eyes open and watch the patient, and you're playing Candy Crush. Right? Because I'm standing right over that bitch's back watching. And it's like, this is so sick. I can't. And that person that was in there was in such a bad way, like intubated and you name it. And obviously suffering some kind of trauma. But yeah, I would have supported that down prior to COVID, and something really wrong has happened now. So
you know what? It's so true, and I hear it every day because, I've got right.
Yeah.
But there is, and again, I hate doing this, but it's so true. It's factual. If you get RNs that are 40 years plus,
Yep.
Up to any age, they're professional,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the young ones coming in. They're like 22, 23 and younger. They're amazing. There's that window in between them, and it's the millennials.
Yeah.
They're the ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's so sad
100%.
that we have to label them like that, but you're right. And I was in the hospital with my injury, and I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah. Well,
that age group doesn't give a rat's ass
right. So you know
about anything except themselves.
Right.
And
so what's happening?
It's brutal.
Like the ones who've been in the practice for, I don't know, say 25, 35 plus years and more.
Yep.
What's happening is they're getting worn down because they're having to cover for
yes.
that
yes.
gap, right? And
I hear you, buddy. I hear you. It happens all the time. You know, you have stand-up nurses that actually care.
Yeah.
That will do someone else's job because they're on their fucking cell phone or talking to their kids or whatever. But it doesn't have to do with the people. There's patients that need help.
Yep, absolutely. Right?
So you still have your stand-up nurse that cares about the patient, not about themselves, and that's where the difference is. And the young ones now coming in, I tell you, from what I hear, they're amazing. They're smart. Yeah. They care. They got it up here. They want to learn. So this bullshit that we're talking about with an age group, it's eventually going to go away, but it's going to take a bit of time.
It will. And in the meantime, what I would always suggest to people, because I've got a friend going through, their situation now, and it's going to be a bit of a journey. But I said, what you have to do is you have to either have an advocate or you need to be the advocate, right? If you're healthy enough to be your own advocate, that's probably the best case. If you're dealing with something very serious, it's always good to have a friend there who can advocate for you, because when you're being told follow up, news, whatever, you're not always getting the best interpretation, because you're always looking, you're going to be looking for the positive, and so certain things will just get blotted out. But an advocate will help guide you through that journey. Will also be a representative for you if you can't speak for yourself. But I guarantee you 100% there will be a time, whether you know it or not, that the advocate has probably saved your life.
Yep.
So in the meantime, while we're dealing through this bullshit, that we need to either get really close to your healthcare providers and first name basis, get to know everybody, and but beyond that, an advocate, I totally recommend that. It's just going to keep you out of harm's way.
Yeah. And it's funny the way things have developed, because all of you that I'm looking at right now have actually worked for a company or a firm or a business where there's a group of people involved to make something work, right?
Yep.
To make the business run. And the word management is the upper people in that business that look after the problems that are happening and try and fix things to make everything run smoothly. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're finding now today, is management is not doing their job either.
Yeah.
Because these people that are not doing their jobs, they're on their cell phone all fucking day long, that don't care, that just are there for themselves. Everybody knows about it. But management is not doing anything about it. And the reason is because the system is broken. If a manager was to go in there now and tell so and so that, hey, you guys, come on, step up your socks, put your cell phone in your locker, do your job, look after your patients, that manager would get fired the next day.
Yeah.
Because all those people would go and complain and said, my manager's harassing me, he's an asshole or whatever. And that's the problem. The system is broken.
It is totally broken right now.
And we need to fix it.
Yeah.
Right?
A big piece of that now, Heiko, is lack of accountability, right? Because some of the healthcare workers can go hide behind their unions, which put, management in a difficult situation, but management has been pushed over so many different team responsibilities that they become, flip the model upside down. They're the asshole in the organization. And there's nothing they can do because they've lost control, right? So here's a good example, like when COVID was running rampant and they had to send the military in to manage nursing homes and stuff like that. It's like, I could not believe that. I'm like, what can the military do that some of these people who are really good at what they do, it's just a situation that's gotten out of control. Now,
but that military did unveil a bunch of bullshit. They walked in.
They did.
Whoa, look what's happening here. No.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Derek. There were homes that under normal circumstances were running substandard and, just horribly run. In fact, the public-private ones seem to be a lot better run. But the fully government-funded ones were, in a lot of cases, a shit show. So, you are right, having that extra hand and set of eyes. But the simple fact that, that it got to that point. I mean, it's a pandemic. I get it. But anyway, whatever. It's just broken, right? It's broken and don't know what it'll take to fix it. But you almost have to be going into, let's say, your own healthcare journey. You have to be knowledgeable, and you have to reach out and get a friend to go through with you, or a close relative or whatever, because that person will be your advocate and give you the straight goods on things. And I know your doctor said this, but this is how I interpreted it, right? And you need somebody along the way to be your sounding board, right? It can't be just your friends or social media or whatever. I think you have to have that whether it be a circle or just one person that has the wherewithal and stamina really to go through a journey. Because it's not easy.
No, and that is wonderful for the individual. If you have those people with you, supporting you, advocating for you, it's the best thing that can happen to you, having those people at your side. But we have to, like I said again, look that one step forward and look at the system, because the healthcare system is something that was built to look after the country's people, right? To provide them with healthcare, to provide them with this and that. But the big problem here is, guys, is the government has taken advantage of all that and turned it into a business, a money-making business. And that's the problem. If that was to stop and they bring it back to healthcare, looking after people, not how much money you're fucking making.
There's
the problem.
It created, even though we're supposed to be, a funded country here, it's look at the little things that you're having to pay for now, right? I went in for a cortisone shot today and I had to pay $60 for it. Everything else was covered under OHIP, right? So
I had to get my ear got some money and I couldn't get it out. $30.
Yeah. So it's what they call incidentals now, and it's like no, that wasn't in.
The doctor used to do that. Done. No, now you have the doctor doesn't do it anymore. He will look at your ear and say, "Oh, You need this done. Now you have to go and see a nurse and make an appointment for it. And
you know what I think's hurting
it's like, what the fuck?
I don't know if it's hurting or helping, but GPs right now, I think they have general practitioners have a rough go of it, because once you're in a specialist's hands, the specialist doesn't want to let you go because you're licensed to print money, right? So, anyway, it's a very complicated topic. We're not going to solve it, but
no, God, no.
Nice.
We're just kind of blah 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 talking about it.
Shooting the shit, having some drinks.
Well, then, seeing that we're just blah 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 talking about it, why don't you blah 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 tell us who we have to thank, and then I'll go blah 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 to bed.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well said, Derek.
Look at you. Look at you.
Wow.
Well, I did a little blah 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 with our buddy Danny. Remember Danny from Country Stop Burger? The place to go if you're hungry? Huh?
Yeah.
Country Stop Burger, Ontario. Yes, has started this week to do breakfast as well.
Oh.
So they're open at 7 a.m. now, and they're doing breakfast. And I went on their Instagram thing and I looked at some of the breakfast things they're serving. Oh my God, I want to go there for breakfast. So, anybody hungry, any time of the day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, go to Country Stop Burger in Ballantrae.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
I don't know if it's all day, but they're doing breakfast now.
Okay.
And he's got pancakes, and they're just like smothered with trails of Nutella.
He needs some help on the grill.
You know what? I was there the other day, and I told him.
I can make a banging breakfast.
You want to come in and use the grill? And he goes, well, where is he?
Yeah.
He's waiting for you to show up, Ringo. I'll come with you if you want.
You know what? I'd love to buy a cottage on Musselman Lake. That would be amazing, but you'd never afford one in this lifetime. But
Musselman Lake is right there. So Danny and I were chatting. We're in the cars, all that kind of stuff. So I think we got something in the motion here. It's not set up yet, but you know how we're talking about getting people over. Bikes, cars, little car shows that, have some bands come out. We're going to do that this year. And one of the things we want to do is we will have a burnout contest.
Yes.
A burnout contest.
Yes.
Wow.
A burnout. Bring your muscle car. Bring whatever you got. We're going to burn some rubber.
Well, I actually want to make the Beaumont into a sleeper, but I don't think I'll be doing that this winter. But that's the plan.
Wow.
Drop
drop a big block in her.
Yeah, like
drop a little 454.
I was thinking like a 427 or 453. It's got the chassis size for it.
Yeah.
And the thing is with that car, it's relatively easy. I'm almost convinced if I got the right block, I'd be able to, or one of those, what is it, a CVR or CVT? They're kind of like a re-retro, but they're brand new engines, right? You can get like a,
okay. Yeah.
Do an LS swap like everybody else.
Yeah, an LS swap, right?
I know a guy did the same kind of thing. He had a beautiful Lincoln, right? And then he had another car. I don't remember the actual name of it, but he was turning this other car into a drag car, a race car, right? For going a quarter mile. So we had built the engine and the tranny was there. Everything was done, but he needed to do all the tubular chassis inside, the flooring, the tubs, all that stuff, right? And he ran out of money. He couldn't afford to do it. So he got this crazy idea that he was going to put this dragster drivetrain in his Lincoln.
You have to.
It's left for leaving, right for receiving, as I remember.
Oh my God! And he did. He did, and his wife was so pissed because now the Lincoln was so loud and it went like a bat out of hell. But that kind of stuff happens, right?
Yeah. So it's the Palm and Richard.
That would have been a burnout car right there.
Well, if the engine is too big and you don't put like a transmission in to handle it,
You have
you're
to.
going to
You
bend
have
the
to.
frame, and it's just not a good
Yeah.
situation. So Kathy's saying that.
What did she say?
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
She's wondering if an itchy left foot means money or is it the right foot?
Should be the right.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
no. It does not.
Mm.
If you have an itchy foot,
Means you
it
have to scratch
means you're going to have problems on the toilet the next couple of days. You're going to have the shit so bad.
There you go.
If you want money, you have to have an itchy palm.
Left.
Yeah.
So there you go, Kathy.
Your palm. Your
Enjoy
palm.
the Hershey squirts for the next
Yeah,
couple of days.
you're going to have a Nutella special.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's enough of that nonsense.
Now we got Nutella special.
Yeah, let's not turn it into a shit show like
like last time, right? We had Junior on, and all we talked about was shit.
And now Kathy wants to turn it into a shit show.
Oh, thanks, Kathy. You're awesome.
Well, she put dang, not dung.
Let's leave on a shitty note.
Yeah, let's leave on a good note, folks. You know, it is a new year. We're trying to do better. We're trying to have some fun. So
yeah.
Anyways, and all you guys got any last plugs you want to throw out there for anything coming up?
I'm doing a fill-in this weekend at Pearson Pub on Saturday.
Oh,
where?
Pearson Pub in Whitby, right across from the Royal.
Yeah, I know where it is. Are you doing a fill-in? You said?
Yeah.
With who?
Oh my God, I want to say Radial.
Radial?
Like the tire, like a radial tire. The Radials, yeah.
Are they any good?
That's like right downtown Whitby?
Yeah, right across the strip club.
I used to go there every Sunday. They have a karaoke night on Sundays.
Oh, do they? Right on.
Yeah. It's a nice little
club. Yeah. So if any of you folks out there want to see Derek,
Saturday night,
play, Saturday night, downtown Whitby.
Yeah.
Right across from the strip club.
I'll put it on my list of things to do.
Maybe you could do both.
In between sets.
Whatever. In between sets. Go for a quick set.
Yeah.
Come back.
I think the owners of Pearson though are very they don't allow you to smoke any weed with on the property at all. So
too bad.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I played.
Well, you go for a walk around an itty bitty little block downtown. That's it. The way you go.
I went there a couple weeks ago. I was smoking right out front on the sidewalk.
Yeah, there's a pay by the hour motel right down in the street behind it. So where they used to be. Oh, and then the Royal, right? The Royal's close by too, right?
Is it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
right across the road. It's literally across the road.
Yeah.
You stumble across the road, you're at the Royal.
Kathy.
Oh,
so
wow.
I guess Heiko.
Nice one, Kathy.
Itchy foot, meaning that you just got unexpected gastro issues for the next few days. So
yeah.
Oh,
well, never heard that.
You before. Stay away from the garlic mashed potatoes at the keg. That'll do it to you right there.
Oh, does it ever? It's like halfway through, you're like,
have your steak and a salad with a glass of wine. You're good to go.
I think it's Kathy's birthday on Saturday, or maybe it's next Saturday.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. If it is, Kathy, happy birthday early.
Yeah, my daughter's
on Monday. We want to hear what you did for your birthday, and we'll give you a happy belated. So,
yeah, that'd be cool. Let us know.
Good to go.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, you've been special as usual. You guys are awesome. I'm glad we're a group. We do this every week. It's a lot
We're actually
fun.
getting busier as the show ends. I like it.
Yeah, nice. People are tuning in.
Our show an hour down. Oh, but then
an hour down.
Derek would be like.
So Derek go to bed earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll start at 9.
Oh,
yeah.
I got to be up at 6 tomorrow. So you're up at what? 5:30, Derek?
I'm up 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah. 6:30.
Actual.
And George doesn't get up till noon because he's up all night.
Crack a noon, mate. Crack a noon. I'll be up.
Crack a noon.
George is a legit vampire.
Cheers, Sheila.
What? What was that, Ringo?
I said you're a legit vampire.
I'm not a vampire. No.
I think so. See, even has that.
Vampire.
What do they call
He's got like the
I'm not
black
a bloody
shirt with
vampire.
the look at him right now. The black
I know
shirt,
he's
the
got
little
the
red
black shirt,
collar,
he's got the little
the
red,
little tiny red
lapels or
collar
whatever.
corners sticking out.
Yeah, and
He
look
is a
at his
vampire.
fang. Look at his fang. Let's see your teeth,
That's right.
George.
I want to suck
Honestly.
your blood.
Oof.
That's not my blood you sucking.
Oh,
Oh,
Wrong end.
On that note, folks, we gotta go. Derek's getting a little
All right.
crazy.
it always comes down to
So-
that, doesn't it?
This is the first. Keisha was the first one on tonight, which I think is amazing. And yes, Keisha, we do need to get together and play some video games. That would be a blast.
Mhm.
So I want to thank Keisha, James.
Oh, hang on a second.
What?
Oh.
What?
Wait a minute. You said Keisha was the first one on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm not getting all the feed here because it says Murph.
No,
No,
Murph was like
Murph
third.
was third.
Sheila,
He was
Sheila,
third.
Sheila.
No,
There was
yeah,
James,
you're not.
there was-
You're not getting it all.
I'll run it down
Getting-
for you, bud.
Oh, okay.
Keisha,
Yeah.
number one.
All right.
James was next.
Oh,
Then
wow.
Murph,
I don't
Rhonda, Sheila, Kathy, Junior, and Richard.
Nice.
And yeah, it's okay, Junior, that came in late. I know you were having a nap, but at least you showed up.
Yeah,
Hey,
Junior,
hey.
I saw a lot of the posts and stuff, and you're looking good.
Yes.
So it's good to see you. I'm sure you were in your element.
Yes. And thank you, everybody, for being a part of our show. Thanks, guys, for showing up. All four of us were here. That's wonderful. We'll see you guys all next Monday night, right here at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. Have a great week. Cheers. Have fun. Don't get in trouble. I don't want to see anybody's name on the news.
Right here next Monday.
Cheers.
Monday.
Next Monday.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans. Hi there, my name's Mr. Wiggleton, and I'm actually the producer and janitor here at the Heikadelic Show. But anyhow, I think it's good, but it really it's pretty late show, so I don't even watch it myself, so I have no idea what it's about. But that Heiko guy, he's pretty smart. He is pretty smart. He doesn't pay me well, but he's pretty smart.
All right, guys, get ready to go fishing with Mitchell out on Lake Simcoe. You guys ready? Yeah! And we're out in the middle of the lake fishing with Mitchell. There's little towns of huts out here. Very hard to see, but freaking awesome day. All the lines are in the water, minnows are happy. Come on, let's go. Here, fishy, fishy. Come on, there we go. Woohoo!